Welcome back. I'm playing Darfall, and we're continuing on with our playthrough of this survival campaign on the Chaosborn difficulty, which is the hardest difficulty setting in the game. And I think this time we'll be moving on to the Allerton hold. And so these are the 7-night challenges. We completed the 4 nights. So the Allerton family built a fortress inside this valley where orcs once previously settled. Any road southward takes you through this hold. So we'll move through these 7-day challenges, and then it looks like 10 days are the ones after it. Now, interesting, at the bottom here, it looks like it goes back to some shorter, so we'll see how it goes. And just kind of rotating through these heroes again. I think this time we're due for the Beastmaster for her ability. She has access to unlock wooden chests and explorer chests for free, so she doesn't have to use keys for those. And then she's a single target DPS dealer that also has some summoning capabilities. So again, we're going to survive 7 nights. We could destroy the portals, but that seems pretty unlikely on the Chaosborn difficulty. And we will lose if our keep gets taken out. So hopefully that will not happen. That hasn't been much of a difficulty here. It seems like if you're able to survive and get your economy going, you should be able to get it all the way through. Alright, so we're on this desert here. So looks like we've got multiple areas that we have to work through. So if I can come down here, I can actually make a net positive food, which would be nice. And then later I can maybe expand over onto that eastern side. But right now I want to try to focus my resources on getting a location going that's close to the stone and wood to just maximize our efficiency here. Fortunately, it looks like we'll probably have to build a lamppost or whatever it's called to get down there. So we'll set that up. Get a couple of workers going. Get some houses probably.
What now?
Looks like we got resources and things that can be gathered all around. So let's come over. It looks like these trees seem to be a little bit of the weaker variety. Yeah, they're all pretty low. So honestly, she herself might be able to just cut the trees down.
Fine.
Alright, we'll run her back. Oops, I actually didn't actually build a storage unit yet. So I think I might actually just want to put that like right over here. I just got to make sure I don't accidentally close and cover any of my good soil here in the desert.
The ranger hunts.
Ah, man, I should have bought that. I should have built that storage thing much earlier. That was a mistake. But as he clears that stuff out, I should be able to push through. Yeah, maybe I even put it like over here to get these trees taken care of.
Silent.
Alright, so she's
deadly.
got some more wood there. Let's see, that's right, these things cost quite a bit, 45. Get us a couple more. We'll just have to focus on getting the wood. I think this is going to be another one of those maps where it's like, alright, well, we're going to be slow on advancing since we're going to be low on food generation. Alright, I can get that, and that's +3, so that should be good. Let's try to focus on the food first, just to keep that stuff going.
What now?
Looks like he's actually having pathfinding difficulties getting to his frickin' farm here. So that's kind of bullshit. Oh my god. This game and its pathfinding is just terrible sometimes. Oh boy, we got a crypt over there. So I gotta make sure. Now the question is does it make sense to build 2 of these if that one's negative 37%?
Vampires beware.
But at the
The
same time,
ranger
it takes so
hunts.
long to get food going, I think I probably should. Probably need to get some stone going here shortly as
Yes?
well. She should be able to gain a level here. There we go. Oh, that's right, and the summoning takes 2 skill points to get it unlocked there. I guess that makes sense because it is a powerful ability. That's going to be unfortunate for us. Now the nice thing is if you've been watching these videos, is when your hero levels up, she automatically
now?
regenerates all of her energy. So if you're using her to
Huh?
harvest resources like this, you can use that to allow her to gain, you know, an extra round of mining or cutting to help you expand more aggressively. Alright, so we're getting food, we're getting stone. We've got 40 resources, or 40 mana left, so we should still be able to keep making units. We'll get the stone mason to start converting our stone over to the bricks, and then get the carpenter to start making some planks.
I'm listening.
Because generally what you have to do is be a little more aggressive with your expansions on
Quickly.
these low food maps. To be able to keep producing enough guys to be able to make up those deficits. So it actually seems like the start to these maps is actually the hardest part. And if I set those down there, what that does is it means that'll be the minimum amount that it won't go below that to convert it to other resources. Because you turn your wood into charcoal or
Vampires
planks, you turn
beware.
your stone
The
into
ranger
those
hunts.
bricks, which are the blocks there. But you also have other buildings, like you can see here, that actually cost wood and unforged stone. And so if you just convert everything to those bricks, you may not actually be able to build what you
Silent,
need.
but deadly.
So it's sometimes good to set up minimum amounts. And then I generally recommend that you get like just tons of those bricks later in the game, because by the end on these longer day challenges, you're definitely going to need to get some walls to hold the front lines. And protect your base from enemy ambushes, because what I learned as a harsh lesson is on the first time I did one of these longer
Yes?
multi-day conquests is I did not do that. And really slowed down my progression.
Moving.
Now the other thing that's nice, as you can see here, is as she'll continue to generate the energy as she's running around, but she also gains experience by collecting these resources here, so I'm just letting her kind of naturally get to where she needs to be while we're gaining the experience from the resource generation.
Shh, stealthily.
We'll get her back over to here to start mining, because if I can get another level going, then I should be able to unlock my first summon unit. And if I can do that by the first evening, then I'll have somebody to help defend the base, which means I might have less resource issues, since I'll have to convert all that wood we're harvesting throughout the night to repair our buildings that get damaged. Alright, there we go. So that's what we wanted. So now we can get our little wolf friend, and now we got the extra mana orbs when we're killing guys. Because this game is unique if you're unfamiliar, so those little blue circles at the top are mana orbs, and you need those to generate units. So you can see here it takes 10 to get a worker and then 20 food. And our troops and things cost food as well, or the mana orbs and food and other resources. So you can get yourself into a situation where if you're not expanding and getting kills, you can't keep producing units. Now there's a building called an altar, which allows you to convert bones into mana orbs, and that's definitely something you're going to want to do early on. So let's see, a dog versus dog, how that works. She's almost ready for another. Okay, now you're out of energy, so we might as well fight. Here we go. Alright, and that'll get us up to our maximum amount here. Now, generally you want to try to engage them before they start attacking your
Swiftly.
Little peasant guys here, because if they get attacked, they run right back to the base or into a house, whatever's closer, and that slows their resource generation. And early on in the game, it's all about making lots of resources so you can keep expanding your base and then getting things going.
I'm listening.
And then lampposts and things take your charcoal, and it gets burned at night. So you need to make sure you have enough charcoal activated or stored up so your lampposts don't go off, because if you are fighting in the dark or trying to mine resources in the dark, it dramatically reduces their efficiency. So it really is important that you have enough charcoal to go here. And if you skip the tutorial, the other important thing to know is if you're trying to select what kind of resources to generate and things, you can click. Individual clicks will just be single upticks, but if you're holding shift and you do it, then it'll go up by quantities of 10. Now, one thing I wish you could do is just make it like unlimited. Like I would, for most of the game, just do continuous charcoal generation to get a big stockpile up. Alright, so if we go over to here, that'll be just a -3, so that's probably the next area we want to expand to. Alright, we got the ghoul coming, so he's like the harder creep from night 1. And it seems like the creeps start at 2200, and I think they go till around 5 a.m. Good.
Fine.
So if you just mine some stone, the wolf can heal there. And I like to rush these taverns too, because that increases the happiness of your people, and the more happy they are, the faster they generate resources.
Yes.
And it's not too expensive of a building.
Silent, but deadly. Moving.
If you're using your hero to be next to your people as well, they have a passive
what now?
trait too that allows your people to be happier, and it seems like the happiness stuff stacks. And I don't think multiple taverns give you like multiple positive traits, but I don't actually know the truth of that, because I don't know an easy way to be able to see what's stacking in terms of effects here. So yeah, you can see that they're pushing me at 420, so this should be like the last push of the night here. Oh, maybe not. So 440 I think is the last push of the night, because they generally assume you'll be fighting until like 5, and now it's crossed into that gray area on your sundial at the top. So we'll start getting barracks. So this game is unique as well, in that, you know, you could build houses, and the houses population is separate. So the 2-person in the right corner there that says 8 out of 10, that's how many people your houses will allow you to build units for. And then you have a max population at 50, which is what that 50 is below it.
Fine.
And then the sword crossing is how many military troops you can build, excluding your summons Or
Swiftly.
let's fight the camel. Hopefully we can kill the camel. Usually wildlife isn't too hard to kill, even though it's a level 6. But anyways, and so every barracks you build will increase your population by 5 for troops. So it's interesting that those populations are so different. I probably could kill this dog. Why don't we do that? Get you a little experience. There we go. And we'll run back to base. And so as you saw, I was able to collect some bones here. And some other resources, so we'll start getting some spearmen so we can keep pushing. And then I'm gonna probably end up... Well, do I rush a stable or do I start rush? I think we'll do the stable. Because what the stable does is it allows me to increase the productivity of my farms by putting manure down. And so I think given how slow our creeps are, it makes a lot of sense for us to do that. Now the downside to that is it actually takes food for you to use the fertilizer, so it's like I need to get my food up.
Vampires
Damn,
beware.
that guy's
the
tough.
Ranger hunts. Yes.
Alright, good.
Swiftly.
Let's get these resources here. We need 3 for our next mana orb and 3 for our next feral summon upgrade. Let's have you guys just keep running around. We've got orc bases, which we're unlikely to be able to take this early. Alright, we've got a nice fish and stone and wood location here. So this actually wouldn't be a bad place for us to expand to later on. Alright, let's get that fertilizer going, trying to get our bases more efficient.
Done.
And that looks like a wooden chest, so she should be able to open this for free. And she does.
Shh, stealthily. Swiftly.
Alright, let's take a
listening.
look here. Oh, this is that tree thing. I didn't actually get to complete this on the last time we had a desert biome. So I'll be curious to see how this actually works, because different map types give you different kind of challenges. Alright, well, let's build this out maybe.
Huh?
Well, let's keep selecting some resources here. Okay, so we got that summoning. So we actually have 2 different challenges right next to each other. Alright, so slay the beast. Corrupted beast. That shouldn't be too hard. We got this. Alright, that'll get us a helmet.
Done. The hunt begins.
I don't know why it's not completing the objective.
Yes?
I don't see another beast around here.
Vampires beware. The Ranger hunts.
Alright, let's get that on. Let's get you guys over here. I don't know, that guy's like a level 9, and we were barely able to kill a level 1. So maybe I need to slow my roll a little bit here. Yeah, I think we just need to push this. Let's do something like that. Okay, we got ore over here, or iron I mean. Got some camels, so we should be able to kill them for some easy food and experience and a chest. So I think we've got some easy pushing. We're starting to run out of freaking wood, so I'm not terribly shocked by that. So I guess it was good timing that we're transitioning over to this direction.
Shh, stealthily.
I wonder if that's going to be the thing for this map. Are we going to just continually be having to relocate given the resource situation? Yeah, it's minus 39. That just seems like such crap.
Huh?
let's get some bows so I can get some archers going.
Moving.
Let's get up here to start
Done.
hunting some camels and get some food. So hopefully then I can get some fertilizer or new troops.
Swiftly.
Alright, let's get some fertilizer there. Yeah, I think we want to work on pushing to the center area here. I think that's going to dramatically improve our food situation. So I could just build lampposts out there, or else I could just get outposts. It's not super far. Yeah, there's no food over there, it looks like.
Shh, stealthily.
Bricks, I guess.
The hunt begins.
Another helmet. Let's go with the health, I guess, since there's been a couple times she gets attacked and almost gets killed. Alright, we'll summon another one, because I think that'll stop it from getting the kill.
Vampires beware. The ranger
Which will
hunts.
lower my score at the end. Not that the score actually matters, there's no significance to that. Outside of bragging rights, I guess. Alright, so we got lots of bones, so this should help us.
I'm listening.
Alright.
Done.
Help us get some resources here. Which means more experience. And mana orbs. That's a level 5. I'm probably not going to be able to fight him. Alright, we got to start building some better troops and getting some more guys here. We also need to decide where we want our guys to go for resources. I think we'll just put you out to here.
Yes?
Alright, we actually have silver up here. I'm pretty sure we can't take this guy.
What
We're
now?
barely doing any damage. Yeah, we can't take that guy. Alright, let's get back to base. We can drop off the resources.
Shh, stealthily.
You can keep making troops here.
The hunt begins.
Alright, while he's healing, you can be chopping so we can get some more resources as well. Alright, 6 p.m. Let's build out a lamppost to make sure they're not working in the dark. Still need more food down here to get that fertilizer. We're finally getting into the net positive for our food situation here. So that should help us rapidly expand. Now, interesting, we only have 30-some orbs. So let's definitely get some troops going, because these guys seem pretty tough out here. Yeah, you just keep chopping. Alright, we should probably think about getting the stuff that we need for building outposts.
What now?
Alright, we can break that down.
Swiftly. I'm listening.
Yeah, so those little green arrows above the heads of our
Silent,
workers
but
there on the
deadly.
right side, that means they're within range of our hero, giving them that happiness bonus. Alright, now we can build a tailor, which is what we'll need for sleeping bags, and also to make robes in order to make clerics, which are our healers, and that'll allow us to keep pushing aggressively. Especially if we're going to have to fight those scorpions, because they can poison our units, and poison is actually extremely dangerous in this game.
The hunt begins. I'm listening.
Alright, we're on to night 2.
Yes?
Now I think
Vampires beware.
it seems
They'll
like
raid
the
your
attacks are the same no matter what map you're on, about what kind of undead attack you at night. Seems like it's always the same attack waves. Alright, we can get a new summon, and we'll get the increased mana orbs with kills. Now I don't know if you noticed it, but when we were killing the guys over above the houses there, some of the guys had a little spooky ghost icon above them, and that means they're scared. They're fighting in the dark and they're scared, and that lowers your combat efficiency for your troops, and for your workers, if they're working, that decreases the efficiency.
What now?
Excuse me, of their resource generation. So it's not just the workers that benefit from having a well-lit base here. Now, it doesn't seem to affect the buildings, just the troops, though. So, like, that stable is awful dark over there, so it won't be affected if I was producing things, is my understanding. But if I had guys chopping wood over there, it would affect them.
The hunt begins.
Alright, so that gave me another 5 for our production here. So here you go. See, there's that little ghost icons there, so they're suffering efficiency issues with their combat. Now, thankfully, the first few nights, they mostly come with low-tier attack units. And so night 2, it starts to bring in some ranged fighters for us to have to deal with. And it's actually kind of interesting in this game. Buildings and stuff, it's just pure damage. It's not like piercing damage does less damage to buildings. So in other games, you may think, oh, it doesn't really matter an archer attacking you, but it's like they'll be able to destroy your walls and everything else. So
what now?
It's just pure damage numbers in this game.
Swiftly.
Ooh, that jerk is actually... Oh, there's 2 of them there. It's like, damn, he's doing a lot of damage.
Done. Moving.
Now, obviously, as you can see, you can kite units in this game. But it doesn't always work out super well, especially if you have mostly a melee force. Alright, so we got our 2 sleeping bags. We're about to get our lantern. So that means we'll be able to get an outpost going on this day to get to the oasis in the center. That'll get us even more food, some iron, so we can start working on getting ironworks going, which will allow us to make knights, and eventually gunmen and things too. So that should all be very good.
Shh, stealthily.
And then as we level up our... Oh, see, that one was a little bit late, so these guys came at like 5 in the morning, whereas the last attack wave was at like 4:40.
Fine.
But as you level up your summoning units there,
Done.
it's like the first level is a wolf, the second level is a bear, and then the third level is a... not a tiger, it's a lion, if I remember correctly. Well, we'll certainly find out definitively on this playthrough. Since it's going to be 7 days. I just do not know where this other beast is that I'm supposed to slay to complete my objective. Doesn't look like anything gets summoned here. So something's weird. I just don't know what to do. Alright, let's get all the fish we can here. Then we'll have to set up some quarries. Kinda hate to be destroying all the wood around here, but it is what it is. But I need to start fighting aggressively so I can keep pushing here. Because even though I'm building all these buildings here,
The hunt
I
begins.
only have enough. I don't even have enough to build another worker is the issue. Yeah, I just don't know what to do with this
Silent, but
tree
deadly.
situation here.
Shh, stealthily. Fine.
Well, let's come up here and take these guys out.
Swiftly.
And we'll just
Between
keep
the eyes.
pushing, I guess. I feel like I do have enough troops that I should be able to push.
Done.
Yeah, at least I thought I did.
Vampires beware. The ring.
Summon another one. Alright, you need to retreat. Alright, that's a nice item. We can use that for
Moving.
sure.
Fine.
Alright, what do we got over here? Archer.
Unleash arrows.
Level 5.
Attack.
Alright, Orc Totem is down. Can start getting some more workers now. We're gonna need more houses. So let's definitely get that going.
Stealthily. Swiftly.
And run you back to heal, and then while they're
Done.
healing, you can chop. Because it looks like if I have you under the influence of one of those energy wells, that you should be able to do unlimited resource gathering. Alright, we're running low on food again. We only have one guy, or one quarry over there, so we definitely got to get that going too. And then the outpost looks like they heal for 20 each, and then the main base I think heals for 30. And if we're going to start getting iron going, we might as well get those iron related buildings up too.
Moving.
Alright, let's start pushing some of these creeps here.
Fine. Done.
Holy moly.
Unleash arrows.
Well, maybe we're not going to be pushing much for creeps here.
Swiftly.
Because that's one spot and we're already almost defeated.
Hunt them.
And I guess in my troops' defense, it is a level 6 location.
What now? Moving.
But let's try to take out this tomb before it summons more guys here. And then that little icon there means they're suffering corruption damage.
I'm listening. Unleash arrows. Shh, stealthily.
Alright, good. So we even have a little camel. Oh, that looks like pretty strong orc strong point, so we're not going to be able to push that way.
Huh?
So we're going to have to go a different direction. We do have more energy, so I should be able to make more troops. And if we're going to start getting iron, then we can start converting that into iron bars.
Fine. Moving.
Get you over here.
Done.
Let's start pushing this way, maybe. Looks like there's some bones. Oh, that looks like actually... Oh, alright, well, that made that decision for me. Those guys have a charge ability, pretty similar to what the Slayer has. Alright, seems like whenever you kill like one of those dust devils, it seems like it's always going to give you one of those books. So they seems like those are a good unit to try to kill. Alright, let's get another one going here. Damn. I see this is the problem, is they keep taking damage once they're poisoned. So if you get them too far away, or too low, then they still can die. Well, what you want to do is try to kite them away from their area of control, because then they'll always retreat back to their spawn point while you're fighting the other ones. And you can use that to kind of outsmart the AI and help you push pretty aggressively here. Because you can divide the enemy forces here. Alright, but we are definitely... Oh, there's another one, but we're too weak, so I think we need to just come back to the base.
Done. Swiftly.
Alright, you pick up the resources.
Shh, stealthily.
Alright, so we got pretty decent stuff going over here. Our food is going up pretty dramatically, which means we should be able to start getting better troops.
Vampires beware. The ranger hunts.
We can keep pushing our economy. We can start getting the combat wisdom. I think that makes sense. That'll help her get extra experience while she's fighting. It seems like in 7 days we're going to be doing a lot of that. I think these guys are going to be running out of trees in that location here momentarily. I guess the next question is, what do I want to focus on? My economy, getting more troops, all the above?
Moving. Huh?
Alright, let's just send her over here. I think we have a strong enough army that I should be able to just keep pushing or defending with my main troops here.
I'm waiting.
Alright, let's get those troops going. And then I think if I just have her shift click through those, that should allow her to keep collecting from multiple sites here. And hopefully have a little less micromanagement. I knew that food was almost done.
Restoration is but a spell away.
maybe actually set up some wood cutting up here too. Let's set up some walls to just help protect the outskirts of my buildings. So it is going to be night 3, and so that can sometimes be a little bit challenging to defend. Four is where it really tends to get out of control. But maybe I can just build some little areas there to help.
Done.
I don't know why she stopped chopping. But at least there I should have some boundaries to help me keep our guys safe, I think. Alright, I can get one more soldier. Let's get that stuff going to help me get more troopers. Got our first knight, which is a major upgrade over the spearmen. Alright, that seems like a decent economy that we got going. We got lots of food. We're gonna have decent wood. We should have decent amount of iron coming in the next couple of days. Yeah, I definitely should probably get a better backpack. I just don't know if it makes a lot of sense to get the first backpack version. Because yes, it does give you 3 additional inventory slots, but usually at the cost of getting one of your clerics out. And generally I like to have 3 or 4 clerics. Ideally 4 to 5 to help you late game, because it's kind of weird as you get the mages. Well, clerics technically can fight too, but the mages late game can heal for more, and then they also have a pretty decent attack as well, and then the magic in this game gets past armor, so it allows them to do good damage against armored units, whereas your regular melee guys can't always do full damage. Alright, night 4 is about to be, or night 3 I should say, is about to be done into day 4. So I think what we'll do is we'll finish off this night, start the day off, and then I'll probably end up calling it quits for the day for this episode. Alright, I need iron tool parts to be able to make that stuff. Alright, we'll do something like that. Alright, good
Fine.
job. You just keep chopping away there. get the quarries going, because I have actually enough food that I don't think I need to focus on the fishing poles right now. Seems like iron is my rate-limiting step. Oops, shit, I'm getting attacked from a couple different directions here. Actually, those archers can be problematic because they can hit me at range. Don't kill my worker. And then it's a big enough distance that the freaking workers keep trying to go back out there to do their thing, which is why they kept almost getting killed. So that was not great.
Swiftly.
I guess if you were to find multiple mana wells, I wonder if it would make sense to maybe put some points into the skills to get bonus experience with resource gathering, since you'll be spending, you know, 16 hours potentially harvesting resources. I think the attack speed's probably a worthwhile trade-off.
Huh? Swiftly. Attack!
We can come over here.
Done.
We'll try to give ourselves a little bit of leeway around our base, so we don't accidentally aggro these creeps onto us. Nice. Yep, lion, that's what I thought.
On target.
Alright, let's get you over there and take that out right away.
Shh, stealthily.
We can aggro these guys.
Huh?
Damn. Oh, I see. The big orc guy is attacking you. That's why you're taking so much damage. Shit. Ooh, that could have been close. Alright, that all looks good. We're still short some people. Yeah, it looks like even over here, even though it's on green tiles, it's still going to give me negative 45% generation there. So that's not great. We've got a ton of wood right now because of our Beastmaster.
Done.
Alright, I think we'll probably just need to send everybody
Silent,
back over
but
here to
deadly.
heal. And she can
Between
gather
the
these resources. Now it seems like if you kill all those tombstones, it seems to make it faster for getting rid of the corrupted locations here. Now I don't know if that's true or not, but just anecdotally it seems like that's what it is. See, we've already cleared out that wood area, so I do think we're probably going to be in this like continual expansion situation over here.
Swiftly. Moving.
Well, there's some more silver over here.
Hunt them! Fine.
Alright, we're going to be out of resources here. Get our last cleric. Get another barracks going. And probably just do the wood. Alright, so I'm going to call it quits here for the day. I hope you're enjoying these videos. If you are, please give my channel a like and subscribe. Encouraging me to post more content for you. Have a great day.